What are the 7 most toxic gloves in slap battles? I'm talking about those gloves people use when they're angry, annoying, or just straight up trolling. And let's be honest, we've all had to deal with at least one of these before. But don't worry, I'll also be telling you guys the best ways to counter each one, so you can finally get your revenge. Now if you're ready, let's begin. Starting at number 7, we've got the track glove. Now this one isn't the strongest on the list, but it can still make your blood boil, especially if you run into that one player who's camping on an island and spamming the ability as if their life depends on it. If you even get remotely close to them, you're deep fried. And what makes track so toxic isn't just the damage, it's the intent. You could be minding your own business, grinding slaps, or working towards a badge, and then out of nowhere, one of these guys pull up and decide,
"You know what? I don't like this guy. Your fun ends here, buddy."
Bruh. Their only objective is to ruin your day. And the worst part, some of them will target you. Like they will lock onto you specifically, and at that point, you've only got 2 options. Either fight back, or just leave before you lose your sanity. But here's the good news. Track is kinda weak. In fact, it's one of the weaker gloves on this list. Once they throw their track, the glove itself detaches from the stick. And there's a cooldown before they can use it again. So they physically cannot do anything to stop you once you baited their track. They might be able to run, but they can't slap back. So that's why track earns the number 7 spot on this list. Next at number 6, we have Druid. Druid users can target multiple players at once, and if you get caught by one of their vines, you're basically done for. You can't move or fight back. You're just helpless. And while you're stuck like that, they're free to do anything they want to you.
Hey, yo!
Okay, pause. Not like that. I mean, they can just walk right up to you and slap you off the map while you sit there just watching your doom in slow motion. So unless you've got a glove like Overkill, you're not breaking free in time. When this glove first released, it was an absolute menace. It got nerfed not once, not twice,
but 4 times.
And even after all that, it's still annoying enough to land on this list. But don't worry, you've got a couple options. Projectile gloves are a great way to keep your distance so the vines can't reach you. And gloves like Rob or Reverse, they completely counter it. But honestly, the best way to take down a druid isn't a 1v1, it's teamwork. If they've annoyed enough people in the server, you can group up and surround them from all sides. So sooner or later, they'll be taken down. And if you do finally take down a druid, don't get too comfortable. Players like that usually have another toxic glove ready to swap to. Alright, hold on. Before we continue on to number 5, I just want to give you guys a quick heads up. For some reason, my microphone was kind of bugging, so throughout the recording, I might sound a little bit robotic, but that's just my mic. Coming in at number 5, we've got the Zahando glove. If you've been playing slap battles for a while, you definitely remember how annoying this thing was back in the day. And the crazy part, people are still trolling with it in 2025. You could slap them off the map multiple times, humiliate them in front of the whole server, and they'll still come back like nothing happened. And if you think that's bad, Zahando becomes even more toxic when paired with the Mega Rock glove. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Luckily, there are some ways to fight back. Speed-based gloves like Speedrun or Flash can help you sprint out of their pull range before it's too late. One-shot gloves are also great for taking them out real quick. And if you're really confident in your slapping skills, you can just keep comboing them into the void until they finally give up, which might take a while. And if you'd rather not deal with them at all, Ghost's invisibility can keep you hidden, or you can just chill as a spectator if you got Robux to spare. But the single most important tip for countering Zahando is awareness. Always know where they are and where they're walking. The moment you see them heading toward the side of the map, you should already be predicting the pull. They've got a short cooldown between abilities, so the second they spawn, lock your eyes on them. At number 4, we've got the Bus Glove. When you spot someone spamming this glove, there are usually 2 possibilities. Option 1, they're grinding for the bus mastery, which hey, Fair enough. Or option 2, they're just an absolute menace to the server. And honestly, the second type is way more common. Sometimes you'll join a server, and boom, it's a whole server of bus users. And if they're all bus masteries too, yeah, I'm already hitting the leave button. But what makes things even worse is that they recently removed the horn sound effect.
Oh my god!
So how do you survive? Well, it's the same principle as countering the Zahando. Always know where the bus user is, especially if you're directly fighting them. Now for glove number 3, we've got Bob. At first glance, you might be thinking, it's just Bob, how bad can he be? Well, let me tell you, if you've ever had Bob locked onto you, you know this glove isn't just annoying. Once Bob is locked on you, he does not stop. The only ways out are to wait for him to despawn, which takes forever, bring him to the cube of death, or let yourself get consumed and take the loss. And that's just the mechanics. What really makes Bob toxic is the intent of the player using it. If they specifically target you, once the Bob user spawns in the arena, there's no cooldown until they actually spawn Bob. Meaning, if you manage to get rid of Bob, the player can literally just reset, enter the arena, and drop another Bob on you instantly. So in my opinion, unless you're in the mood to dedicate the next 20 minutes of your life to avoiding Bob, it's honestly not worth the stress. Just leave, and keep your focus on the real fights ahead. We have now reached glove number 2, God's Hand. If you've been playing slap battles for more than 5 minutes, you've probably already crossed paths with this glove, and instantly understood why it's feared. First off, it's a one-shot glove. That alone is dangerous enough, but it's the ability that makes God's Hand truly terrifying. Time stop. For a few seconds, everything freezes. No movement, no dodging, no escape. Unless you're chilling in the lobby or obtained a high streak, you're stuck watching your fate in slow motion. What makes this glove so toxic is how it's usually used. Most God's Hand users aren't just slapping around for fun. They're camping, waiting, and targeting specific players. There are counters though. Some gloves let you act during time stop, like Druid, funny enough also on this list, Null, or Retro's Banhammer ability. And if you don't have those, your best bet is to keep your distance and never let them close the gap. And if you thought that was bad, glove number 1 is a whole different level of toxic, and probably one of the most broken gloves at the moment. And finally at number 1, we have Slasher. You probably run into a Slasher user at least once every day. And if you haven't, you're either very lucky or you just haven't been paying attention. Its ability lets the user throw a machete that slows you down and marks you as a target for them to instantly dash toward. And here's where things get ridiculous. The machete's hitbox is way bigger than it feels like it should be. Some people swear it's small and precise, but let's be real. Look at these clips of the machete hitting nothing but air and still landing the hit. Once they dash to you, and follow it up by yanking their machete back, that push is almost always enough to send you straight into the void. And when they're targeting you specifically, at that point, it's either grab your own Slasher, or start considering another server. And countering it, that's the tricky part. The machete even bypasses the reverse glove, so you can't rely on that safety net. Your best bet is to stay at a distance, jump to avoid the throw, and fight them during cooldown. Now that wraps it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, continue sharing your glove ranking ideas down in the comments. If I heart your comment, that means I saw it, and I'm taking your idea into consideration. Also consider joining my Discord server to officially become part of the community and chat with each other. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.